But finally, to some alarming news for property owners from Nine's most serious current affairs show, 60 Minutes.
It's no secret Australia is experiencing a downturn in the property market. But if you own your own home or have a mortgage, there's worse news. Many believe calling it a downturn is foolishly optimistic. The slump we're currently in is more like falling off a cliff.
Yes, according to Nine's trusted news brand, financial doomsday looms. And Tom Steinforth's two-part report last Sunday sounded the alarm.
Real estate and finance experts you're about to meet predict the value of your house could slide by as much as 40% in the next year. Yes, 2/5 of your home's worth wiped out in just 12 months.
Yep, you heard right. Your $1 million home could be worth only 600 grand this time next year. So, who are these real estate and finance experts predicting economic catastrophe?
This is looking right in the teeth of a gale, and that gale could lead us to a recession. At the worst end of the spectrum, if everything turned against us, we could see property prices 40 to 45% down from their peaks, which is a huge deal.
It certainly would be. Cue the scary music. But note North's important qualification.
If everything turned against us.
And what chance is there of that? Well, just 20%, North told MediaWatch, which was a key fact that went missing from the 60 Minutes script. And what about that 12-month timeline? Well, that was certainly not what North said.
At no time did I say this is going to happen in the next 12 months. I was quite specific that this is a 2 to 3 year scenario.
North, in fact, presented 3 economic scenarios to the 60 Minutes producers, but only one, the most extreme and the least likely, got a mention.
My concern is the message got diluted. When you start saying the only scenario is this, you've overreached.
North is a well-known property market bear, but he's not the only one warning that prices could fall. The Commonwealth Bank reckons they could drop by up to 10% from their peak in Sydney and Melbourne, where the market is hottest. And Louis Christopher told 60 Minutes he also expected a fall.
The market was clearly overvalued. There's no doubt about that.
But a 40% crash in prices? Highly unlikely, he wrote later in a column for Property Observer.
Our various government bodies have the capacity and the will to intervene if such a scenario were to become apparent. They can cut interest rates, they can introduce a first home owner grant, they can introduce quantitative easing, they can loosen recent regulatory requirements on the banking sector. There are precedents for all these actions.
So, what did he think of the program?
I was disappointed and unhappy. The segment was sensationalist to say the least.
Veteran finance commentators like Michael Pascoe agreed, as did respected economists like Shane Oliver. So, how come Channel 9 could present a calamitous economic scenario without a moment of qualification or balance? They told us,
"We stand by this story and some of the risks it highlighted, and would note both Martin North and Jamison Lautet have told MediaWatch that they believe we gave a fair and accurate representation of their positions with regard to the residential property market, household debt levels and mortgage crisis."
Well, that's true, but the vast majority of experts believe the severity of the crash they're predicting, on which the programme based its entire story, is bunkum. What a shame 60 Minutes couldn't find room for any of them.